This is power. This is fear. This is America at its darkest. Tonight, in taking you into the life of the man they called Scarface in the roaring streets of 1922 Chicago, when just filled the night. When money flowed like whiskey. One man controlled it all. Judges feared him. Politicians worked for him. The police? Many of them were already on his payroll. And yet, he never held public office. He never wore a badge. But for nearly a decade, he ruled Chicago like a king. This is the story of Al Capone. From Brooklyn streets to blood-stained power, Alphonse Gabriel Capone was born in 1899 in Brooklyn, New York, to poor Italian immigrant parents. He wasn't born powerful. He wasn't born rich. He was born into crowded tenements, street fights, and survival. At just 14 years old, he punched a teacher and dropped out of school forever. The streets became his classroom. That's where he met a man who would change his life, Johnny Torrio. Torrio saw something in young Capone. Not just anger, not just violence, but intelligence. Capone learned quickly how to collect debts, how to intimidate rivals, how to earn loyalty and when to show mercy. That mercy was rare, a scar that made a legend. The nickname Scarface came after a bar fight in Brooklyn. Capone insulted a woman. Her brother slashed his face 3 times. Cuts left permanent scars. Capone hated the nickname, but history would never forget it. Chicago, the land of opportunity and blood. In 1919, Torrio called Capone to Chicago. The city was exploding because in 1920, something happened that changed America forever. Prohibition. Alcohol became illegal overnight. But Americans didn't stop drinking. And where there is demand, there is opportunity. Chicago turned into a battlefield of bootleggers, gangsters, and corrupt officials. And Capone? He stepped right into the chaos. The empire begins. Under Torrio's leadership, Capone helped build a massive illegal alcohol operation. Speakeasies, secret breweries, smuggling routes from Canada. Within a few years, they were earning millions. Real money. Not street money. Politicians were bribed. Police captains were paid weekly. Anyone who resisted disappeared. But Chicago was not controlled by one gang alone. On the north side stood a rival gang led by powerful Irish mobsters. Tension grew. Gunfire became common. Cars exploded in broad daylight. The newspapers called it a gang war. But it was more than that. It was a war for control of an empire worth millions. Power changes everything. In 1925, Torrio was nearly assassinated. Bullets tore through his body. He survived, but barely. After recovering, he made a decision. He retired and handed everything to a 26-year-old Al Capone. 26. And suddenly he controlled Chicago as underworld. Bootlegging, gambling, prostitution, protection rackets. By the late 1920s, Capone was earning an estimated $100 million a year. That's billions in today's money. He wore custom suits, diamond jewelry, a wide-brimmed fedora. He smiled for cameras. He donated to charities. He opened soup kitchens during the Great Depression. To some, he was a villain. To others, he was a hero. But behind the public image, the violence never stopped. And then came the day that would define his legacy forever. A cold February morning. 7 men lined up against a brick wall, machine guns echoing through Chicago. The event that shocked America. The moment that made Capone untouchable and yet marked the beginning of his fall. The world would call it the street Valentine's Day Massacre.